Chowking started as a noodle house in 1985. It was partnered by Tony Tan Kak Yong and Robert Kwan. And it took us 10 years for it to reach 1 billion in sales. And in 1997, we opened our first US store. To date, we now have 19 stores all over US, and all over the country, we have around 400 stores. I started in Chowking way back in 2003. I started as an R&D specialist, and at that time, I was assigned to Halo Halo. And what I remember is that the product development program then at that time wasn't as sophisticated as it is now, because I remember that the specialists were the one who has to think of the concept and the direction for the product. So back then it was all up to the R&D to go around like the market trends, especially in my case that was for Halo Halo, and that was when we decided to look into making the components of Halo Halo even more special, since it's our core product at that time. I think that R&D is the heart of the business. Chowking is a quick service restaurant, and what everybody knows is that for all the products that we develop, the number one priority is taste. So this is where R&D really puts our efforts into making the most delicious version of the Chinese dishes that can be enjoyed by the Filipinos. R&D is divided per function. We have product development unit, technical services unit, product and process innovation, recipe development group, and we also provide our services to international operations. But for product development, it's divided into two groups, the technicals and the store kitchen process group. At the onset of every project, everything will start from the recipe development group, who is in charge of developing the product prototype. If it passes our product board, it will be transferred to product development group for commercialization, which also we will be testing it for store process. We look into the most efficient and doable processes in our stores. And technical services unit come in monitoring the quality of the product during the launch. They look at the physical-chemical characteristics, and we also study the overall acceptability of a product in our target market. The product and process innovation team come in 3 months after a product is launched, wherein they look at where they can improve in terms of process or raw material. Chowking as a group, as a company, aims to develop an 18-month rolling calendar where we predetermine the big ticket items and the low-hanging fruits, so that we will know where to put most of our money and our efforts for the entire year. R&D priority is to be able to churn the best version of the Chinese products that we plan to launch. This is where we exert efforts on testing the product's acceptability across our target market. Another priority is to look at the most advanced technology in terms of raw material and the processes. In this way, we're able to make our manufacturing line more efficient and safer for our employees. In terms of programs, we have selected a few people who are part of our team, and we have sent them to culinary schools in order to hone their kitchen skills. And there are also some people that we send to technical seminars or trainings, which may be in or out of the country. We identify our projects based on 4 things: Number 1 is the business need. 2 is market research. 3, the upcoming food trends. And 4 is the readiness of our target market. And we prioritize our funding depending on the role that it plays in our portfolio. Of course, we put more investment on our flagship products. We have 4 flagship products. That would be chunky asado siopao, Chinese style fried chicken, pork chow fan, and meaty wonton mami. Flagship products are those products that strengthen our brand image. At the same time, they are also sales drivers. R&D protects our outputs in 3 ways. So number 1, we make an arrangement with our suppliers who deliver some of our special raw materials. They deliver it in packaging materials wherein the descriptions are coded. Number 2, in encoding our recipes in the database, we use a multi-level system. And number 3, for toll processed products, we make a confidentiality agreement with our suppliers in terms of exclusivity on the product and the recipe. And for dissemination of our outputs, we limit the release of the documents only to our controlled locations. R&D's performance is measured on 3 aspects. Number 1 is quality. So this is all about the overall acceptability or score of a product. It should pass the action standards depending on the role of the product in our portfolio, whether it is a core, a flagship, or a supplementary offering. Number 2 is timeliness. This is all about a product's readiness to be launched system-wide. So depending on the product calendar, the product should be ready on time and in full. Number 3 is impact. Impact may vary depending on the objective of a project. So at the start of a project, an R&D person will be informed of the target, whether it's a target gross profit or it's an increase in commissary profitability. The R&D of Chowking, in my opinion, is the most dynamic group of R&D in the QSR industry, mainly because it marries the scientific advancement in food preparation with the art of Chinese cooking.